What's up, everybody? It is the first ever CMB highlight here, just taking place here after GDQ. We've got a few people with us. We've got Brett Suzo,
Hello.
we've got Dark Terex,
Hey.
and we've got our special guest, COOLKID,
Hey, hey.
the runner for Mega Man 1, Quake, Half-Life. So many different games in that list. I wanted to put Garfield in there so bad, man. But, so yeah, we figured this is something that has been suggested to me by a few different people multiple times, and I figured maybe we'd throw something short together and see what people think. Sort of a podcasty type style thing. Pre-recorded though, so for this first episode, we're gonna see how it goes, and definitely if you guys have any comments on how this went, let us know, and we'll see how we can fix it up. So yeah, as I mentioned, we're back from GDQ. It was about a week ago now. Really fun event. I know there wasn't a ton of classic Mega in it. My run was the only one in there, but I mean there was a pretty decent sizable Mega Man X block as well. I don't know what you guys think necessarily about what your sort of favorite part of the Mega Man blocks were.
Well, I mean, I'll go with the obvious one of the X2 race.
Yeah,
That was really great.
that race was definitely. I was really having a hard time picking what run from the Mega Man runs was my favorite for a little bit, and then that race happened, and it was like, okay, this is probably it. I mean, the SMB relay was really good too, but X2 race I think took it for me.
That one, the lead was never safe until I guess probably Fatso got his SRK off on Wolverine Sigma, but up until then it was just nerve-wracking.
Yeah,
clinch-worthy moments.
I remember thinking my thoughts when it was happening was because prior to this race, I don't know if too many people knew, but there was an X2 tournament fairly recently, and Fatso was in the semis, I believe, and had the two races that he lost in that tournament were basically lost like at the end of the run, like right at the end. And so I was so nervous during this race because the only thing I was like I was like on pins and needles, like please, 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 like let's get this. And then he just crushed it. Like it was just such a good display of his actual ability.
I really enjoyed the X1 Buster run of that block. It was so well done.
That was one I really didn't get to see until after. Like the VOD was really where I got to see the whole thing. I was kind of disappointed.
Oh, yeah.
I missed like 2/3 of the run.
Yeah, it was quite the run. It was like almost too good. I was discussing with Tiki when we were watching. It's like he's playing so well. All of his luck is going well. Like everything well is happening.
Yeah.
Like it was too good, and for that reason, I was also discussing with him. I don't know who I would, if I had someone to pick for the X2 race, who would I bet on? I was like, I can't pick anybody. They're all too good. And then Fatso died in the X run, and I turned to TK and said, I would bet on Fatso right now. Because his run was so good, and then he finally had a mistake. It's like, all right, he's doing well. He's going to win that race.
There were a few bets going around. Brett, you want to talk about yours? Because I know yours came up.
Yeah, I actually never cashed in on that now that I think about it. Yeah, I bet Papat.1, or we made a bet between ourselves to try to pick the winner, and the loser would have to play a speed or play a blind playthrough of the winner's choice.
Nice.
And we limited that to like NES and SNES platformers just to make it not terrible.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I got to make him play that. Now he'll have to play it on stream, which is probably even better.
Nice. You got a game picked out? You probably don't want to reveal. You're just gonna keep it a secret.
I'll keep it a secret for
All
now.
right.
Yeah. But yeah, I picked my boy Fatso and he picked Trogdor, so we were at least the 1 and 2.
Yeah, good solid choices. I think Trog was pretty surprised by the end of where he finished, but I mean he still played well.
Yeah, he had a not so great Gator fight, and then the rest of the run was really solid. So he kept himself in it.
I never did ask him. I wonder if Happy Birthday had anything to do with that, because they did sing that while he was trying to do it. What about you, COOLKID? Did you have anything from GDQ that stood out? Like, I don't know how much you got to watch from home.
I didn't watch. I didn't get to watch that much of the event, but I mean, I did watch the X2 race, even though it was was way late, and
Right.
it's probably my favorite. Definitely my favorite run from GDQ. But yeah, I need to go back, watch tapes on some of the other runs that didn't
Yeah.
get to watch live.
Yeah, there's definitely some really solid runs throughout. I wouldn't recommend watching my run of Mega Man 4 because it was not very good.
I
However,
did watch that one though.
But
I would recommend your CV3 run.
yeah, that went a little better. But yeah, the event overall I think was a huge success. I'm really happy to be able to hopefully. I don't want to confirm yet, but I feel very strongly that there's a good chance I'll make it to AGDQ, which I'm really excited to meet a lot of the European crowd. It was nice to see Rich at this event, definitely. I was really surprised
nice
actually
surprise.
Yeah.
that when I first saw him say he was coming down, I was actually like, oh, like that was it caught me off guard, and I was really excited to meet somebody from from Europe there. So that was awesome. He brought the Swedish candy too, man. I mean, you gotta that stuff was it was something. And I won't say it was bad either because it was actually really good. But that first 10 to 15 seconds was pretty brutal on me. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
didn't get to try it. I saw BJW's video of that though. It was rather
Mm-hmm.
entertaining.
Yeah, BJW, Tiki, and I had a lot of that candy that night. I don't know. I don't know. Next time we'll have to. If I ever get to an ESA, which definitely I feel like I would like to go to one at some point, I'm gonna have to stock up before I leave.
Oh yeah, definitely. Gotta make it worldwide. Bring it back home.
Exactly. Yeah. Everybody has to try this stuff. Well, yeah, that's really good. I definitely feel like we all sort of had similar interest with regard to the Mega Man runs that happen. I think Orsa's run went pretty well, and I think both Fatso's and then the X3 race were definitely decent too. But yeah, X2 race was just like built up so much. I think right leading up to it, and so it was a pretty big deal when it happened. And
Yeah, the fact that it actually kind of lived up to expectations was really great.
yeah, for sure. Okay, well, I guess sort of stepping a little bit away from GDQ a little bit. When we were at GDQ, we went up to the room and I just pulled out my laptop because when I was there, I had my phone in like airplane mode the whole time because I didn't want to have a bunch of additional charges. And so I pulled my laptop up, which was on wireless, and I looked at Twitch and CoolKid streaming, and I see in your title that it says like 1831, and you were playing Quake or something at the time. I can't remember what you were actually playing afterward, but like you'd already finished. But I was just like, I couldn't hold it in. I was just like, I basically almost shouted it in the room, like, "Cool Kid already PB'd again," and everybody was like, "Wait, what?" And then we get back, and you've PB'd again since then. So I guess it's been pretty awesome here for Mega Man 1, especially like you're still looking to push this down by another minimum 5 seconds, right? You want to get a 1x in this, so like I honestly it's really exciting to see that because we never really know when someone's gonna like come back to their main speed game, and I guess seeing you come back to this already was really exciting for me, especially. But I'm sure for everybody in Classic Mega, they're pretty excited to see you do these runs.
Oh yeah, I mean I don't know. I always really liked running the game. I mean, heck, I feel like even if I get a really like a sub 1820, which is my kind of definitive goal for now. Like if I get it, I feel like I should. I mean, I could keep playing because I really like the game, but I should be playing. I mean, focus on different speed games as well,
Right.
not just put all my effort into one basket. But no, I just had a lot of fun with the game overall, especially now. Got a nice flow going.
Do you do
So
you
I feel like
do you find that when you're playing it, because I like most of the time when I've seen you grind it, you're typically playing it, and nobody else seems to be playing it that much. Like there was that period there where I believe there was three of you playing pretty heavily, you, Andy, and White Hat, and then I think Dexter was playing a little bit too. But was that a better time to be playing it, or do you feel that you work better when there's like just you can just sort of let it go and focus on your own play as opposed to other people and where they are?
feel like I definitely work better if it's just me.
Yeah.
If I'm just racing against myself. I definitely feel like I don't I don't have to get a record. It's not
Right.
like the prestige of having the record. I mean, I already have it. So like if
Right.
I'm on great pace ahead and I lose a run, it's not as much of a big deal. If I already have the record, I feel like.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can definitely relate to that. I feel like with playing 4, there's never really been a ton of people grinding it at once. Like this is the first time. Like Fast is playing it now. Fatso has said he's going to be playing it. He hasn't started yet, but I think Mega Maker is maybe distracting people a little bit too right now. But
I mean, I feel like classic manga is in really good, very good spot right now. Like, I don't know. I only follow the NES games, but at least for NES games, because most games are very active, especially 4 now. And I guess, well, I'm playing 1, but 4, has several people when you pushing at the top.
yeah, I so the I gotta say now. So I was rewatching your run yesterday again. Do you feel like you're gonna have to have a wasp flying around your room again? Like, because
That made the run.
that was interesting. I do remember like specifically focusing on like it seemed like you were so distracted by the wasp in your Wily stages that they just sort of happened. Like it almost just seemed like your stages just flowed so smoothly because it was just like you didn't even have to think about it because there was a wasp flying around the room. Like I don't know, I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but
Yeah, I mean, it probably did something at least. I mean, it's not like I was completely unaffected by it. It must have done something. I mean, well, something good at least. Kind of kept me. I don't know, grounded maybe. I don't know. Just playing the game, and then all of a sudden, I already knew that I could save a lot of time in the last 2 stages. So as long as I got to those, good pace. But
right,
it's kind of funny how well. I think the same wasp. I'm pretty sure it's the same one has revisited me, like has come back. I'm pretty sure it's the same one. It was here yesterday like 3 times. It's been here today as well. I'm pretty sure it's the same one. I don't know, it keeps coming back and I don't know why. I don't know why it's coming back. Just
he's your favorite, he's your biggest fan.
yeah.
Just gotta check out the next run.
Are you just sort of leaving him be, or are you gonna try to capture him or something?
Well, I'm gonna leave him be. Maybe I'll invoke poor luck, bad luck if I capture him. I don't want to mess with fate.
I think that's a wise move.
Yeah, I was mentioning to these guys prior to when we went live, but like I don't think I could focus. Like there's very few bugs out there that actually get me, but like wasps and hornets and like bees are like one of the ones that are just like they've always kind of terrified me a little bit ever since I was a kid. So I'd be pretty distracted from my gameplay if one flew through.
I think we'd at least get to hear a Chelney scream though if one came around.
Oh,
That'd be
if
great.
if he flew in front of me, I'd be I would not be myself.
Let's just say that we're thankful he streams with a cam if that ever happens.
Yeah, so like the run was really good. I don't know if you guys had anything specifically to add about that. Like,
Uh, we were talking about how you don't necessarily feel pressure if you're just racing against yourself. Like, do splits do that for you at all? Like, you get a new PB and your splits are offset. It's like, oh, now I'm behind for the first half of the game. Like, does that throw you off in any way?
I feel like it does not. Yeah, I don't think kind of this my current split. I don't think they affect me much. Might be because I've only been running with splits like Mega 1 splits during this year. Like prior to this year, I was just running with a timer. So I
right,
feel
yeah,
like I don't know. I'm sure I do look at the pace, but in a way, I feel like it's such a short game. In a way, like if I compare it to Mega Man 4, for example, it's almost twice as long as a run. So like it's a short run. So like I really don't. get minded or get too nervous if I'm great pace, just because I don't know, for some reason I feel like it's a game that's it's definitely sort of easier to grind and get on great pace compared to the other Mega Man games. I don't know, or maybe I'm just being really consistent at the game at the moment. I just don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a combination of both, right? I mean, like you were talking about here just earlier today about potentially seeing like that sub 18 summa best combined with everybody. And I think that's a really cool thing because there's definitely every time we look at Mega Man 1, I feel like we're like, okay, what really can be added at this point? Like, there's so many zips everywhere, but yet there's still, these little things that are still just sort of like waiting, that we're not quite ready for. I know Zoda was looking into that zip in Wily 1 across that long spike room, and things like that. And, like, sure, they're not doable now, but, like, in a year, are we going to be saying, oh, nobody's going to go for that because it's too hard? Like, who knows? Everybody could be doing it by then. So, like, Mega Man 1 just feels like a huge wild card because it just seems like people keep finding more and more little things to add to it. Like, you're already doing the little zip in the corridor and Alec and stuff. Like, that's just something we don't see almost anyone else do. And I always get excited when I see just like one new zip. It's like, oh, there we go. There's like, how much did we save there? Like, what's the potential now? Are we going to be seeing, 0x? Like, that kind of thing. So I get super excited when I watch you guys play.
Yeah. That's definitely a thing I really like with the game. Like if you just want to compare another classic manga, like Mega Man 1 is very different to Mega Man 2 in that regard. Like I feel like in 2, the like the current strats and kind of what I call it meta is very. I mean, it's been very set now almost for a couple of years. Just a very like minor things, details, but one still has even some like couple zips you could add that are currently not in the run.
Right.
That's one thing I really like with the game. It's very dynamic. You can I don't know. These can I don't know. Still things to yeah, setups and such to be found.
One of the things that sort of someone was asking me actually like fairly like multiple times at GDQ like how optimized is this game, and I always thought to myself like, are we ever gonna see one of the classic Mega Man games get to a level of like SMB 1, like we're fighting for frames, and it just seems like I have no idea because it just seems like that. Like there's just so many little zips that haven't been added yet. So like how do you really know? Like the walking megas seem like they have the highest chance of getting to that level at some point, but
Mm-hmm.
it's they're
I
just a
don't know.
different beast, I
There's
think.
always a little bit of frames to be saved with your zip setups and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's where the great two players separate themselves in my eye. Like Wily 1, just doing really fast setups on the vertical zips and 3-item ones over to the ladder, things like that. So it feels to me like it's never going to get to the Mega Man or the SMB 1 point where it literally is a couple of frames separating the leaders.
Yeah, I think so too. It's the games are too difficult, too heavy on the execution.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean that's what I really like about running.
Yeah.
But Mega Man 1 at least. Well, heck, any Mega Man game for that matter.
Do you? I mean, I like now you've been playing a lot of 1 and 2. Do you find that you prefer 1 just based on the fact that there is less randomness?
I don't mind the randomness. It's just that it's always been my favorite Mega Man game just to play. I mean, I can play any category and still really, I mean, have a lot of fun with the game. So it's just kind of like a pure, I don't know, excitement or love for the game that keeps me playing it. I don't know, I just really like playing the game.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I can definitely relate.
Yeah.
There's just I mean, and even like a lot of people I find will bring up, like the negative things about each game and stuff, and I always just think to myself, I mean, if you love the game so much, it's pretty easy to look past like the little flaws. Like I could admit that there's flaws in the games that I speedrun definitely, but it doesn't matter. Like I just love the game so much, it doesn't really affect me when I'm doing attempts.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. But I don't know. I don't know when I mean, I don't really think I'll quit playing the game anytime soon. I mean, I'm sure I'll take breaks, but I mean, if someone comes close to contesting the record or and such, I don't know. I will start playing again. I'll always be ready to pick up the game again if new stuff gets found.
That's really good to hear because for a while there you were kind of just gone from the, I guess, classic Mega Man scene. So seeing you come back and really push your game, I think has everyone pretty excited for Mega Man. It kind of feels like you are the true king of Mega Man 1, and it's just a real treat to watch you play it and push the game down.
Oh yeah. That's definitely something that's kind of what I want to achieve with the game. I don't know. I mean, I just want to be way ahead of everyone else in one. I don't know. I just wanna get the best run for the game, kind of stuff. But I do know Andy's gonna start running the game again, so we'll see how he feels about the game. I know he hasn't had the record for the game yet. I mean, I gotta say, he's definitely one of the best NES runners out there. He can, become. I mean, he learns games and becomes really good at games so fast. And he has an 1850 already for Mega Man 1, and he hasn't been running it for that long. So I do wonder once he comes back, what kind of level he wants to get at.
Yeah.
Considering I never had the record, maybe he wants to go real hard and get there.
Yeah, it's definitely a skill to just pick a game up and just be have things click that fast. Like I know Potdot mentioned that to me with some other games where he's seen some people pick up, 6 for example, and he said and they get so good so fast. But sometimes I think the same thing about 4, and I think to myself, well, it was also my first speed game, so I was really terrible at playing games then. I always wondered if I had a bunch of prior experience in speed gaming before picking a Mega Man, if I would have picked up these games a little faster. Because yeah, they're really hard, like you mentioned earlier. So, but yeah, Andy didn't seem phased at all when he picked it up. Neither did White Hat actually. They both
Yeah,
just
definitely.
sort of picked it up and
Yeah, I kind of do wonder the same thing, considering it was it's probably my first kind of NES run I picked up. So been playing it for a long time. Way longer than Andy, or for example. But yeah, speedrunning in 2011, 2012 is way different from now.
right.
So I feel like it's kind of, I wouldn't say that those years were wasted playing the game in 2011, 2012, but yeah, it was definitely different back then, different kind of level.
Yeah, I mean that's a fair point. You've been around the
Even the
community for
level
so
from 2
long.
years ago the level for classic manga is way higher now.
That's a fair point. You've been around for so long, you've seen the game change from, when sub 20 and stuff like that was the big deal, you know, and we've seen the time drop so far since then. It's crazy to think about that. Who knows? Maybe next year we might be thinking, oh, wow, sub 18, this is gonna be a thing. That's the beauty of speedrunning. I mean, in some ways, like you said, it almost kind of feels wasted. But getting to see that history in the game, I think, change is also sort of a nice little gift in itself too. Yeah, I don't know if do you guys have any other questions for him?
I think I'm good.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Cool. Thanks a lot for joining in on this first episode. It was a lot of fun to talk to you about the game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. I really, yeah, I like talking. Yeah, it's fun talking around. I don't know, talking Mega Man 1 or Mega Man in general.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
And I definitely want to do more of these in the future, probably. I think this one went fairly well, so. Yeah, thanks a lot, everybody, for watching, and we'll check you guys out next time. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.